Goals are a waste of time. Pretty bold statement, isn't it? Hello, I'm Mark Weisenburger. Welcome to today's episode of Sales Secrets Exposed. Goals are a waste of time. Well, I'm not here to tell you not to set goals. I'm really here to tell you why your goals are a waste of time, and then lead you through a process in the future that will give you the proper framework of setting goals to make sure that they are no longer a waste of time. So let's dive right into the 4 reasons that your goals are a waste of time. Number 1 is they are not your goals. Maybe you come home from work today and your spouse says, "Hey, honey, I'm tired of driving that piece of trash you call a car out there, and you've got to set a better goal, sell more products so that you can buy me a new car." Well, guess what? That's not your goal. Unless you're getting the new car and you're passing your spouse on your junker car. So the second one, which is more likely the case, is your sales manager gives you quotas, which basically are your goals to sell so much product, so many services, whatever, each quarter, each year. Again, those are not your goals. Those are your sales manager's goals. The second reason that your goals are a waste of time is that they are not set based upon your 3-year vision statement. And if you haven't watched the videos on how to create a vision statement that works for you, go ahead and down to the description. I'll leave the links down there, and you can learn how to create your own personalized or vision statement, because you're going to need that in order to set effective goals. Number 3 is you don't plan or track your goals. Most goals are set on New Year's Eve or around New Year's. I'm going to sell so much products, so many services, make so much money, lose so many pounds. And then you throw that in your journal, in your top desk drawer, whatever, and you never look at it again. You don't make plans on how to achieve those goals. You don't track those goals to see how you're doing through the year to achieve those. So it was really kind of a waste of time to create those goals to begin with. Number 4 is you don't believe that you are going to achieve those goals, which is really why you took those goals, you wrote them down and threw them in the top desk drawer, wherever you put those. And there's a reason for that we'll get into more in the next video on the framework of setting goals. So make sure you watch that so you know how to do that. But let's get back to you don't believe the goals. And I'm going to read some information right here just because I want to get everything correct. As I mentioned, most goals are set around New Year's time each year. Only 8% of people that set goals reach them, which is actually higher than I thought it would be. I was expecting 3, 4, maybe 5% at the most of individuals that reach their goals. And here are some other stats. Only 41% of Americans set goals. So that means 59% of the individuals out there don't set goals. They don't know where they're going, or as Zig Ziglar would put it, is there a wandering generality. Of those 41%, 12% don't believe they will reach their goals when they set them. Is that you? There may be a reason for that, and we'll discuss that in the next video as well, because we want to keep this short. And only 13%, so out of that 41%, only 13% of those individuals, so roughly, what is that, like 6% of all the population, only 13% thinks it's possible for them, but are hopeful. So they're writing the goals, but they say, I probably won't achieve it. I hope I will, but I don't know if I will. And when asked why, 50% of them said they lack willpower. Well, it's not just willpower. And you'll learn about that. I'm going to share just a little bit of that here right below. So go ahead and share with me in the comments below, how do you feel when you set a goal and you don't reach that goal? And yeah, this is going to be therapy. I want you to write it down in the comments, share with everyone. And while you're doing that, I'm going to share with you my past experiences of how I felt by not setting goals, in getting to this point. One was I felt worthless. Why do I even exist? Why am I trying to sell this product or service, whatever it was at the time? Why am I doing it? I felt like a failure to myself, a failure to my wife, a failure to my children, a loser. I'm a loser, such a loser. And maybe you experienced some of those, but it's not your fault, as you'll learn in the next video, because there is a framework for setting goals, and it goes way beyond the SMART goal setting that we've all been taught. And there's some flaws in the SMART. And I wouldn't say flaws in the SMART. I'm just going to say they're missing some details. Some of the details is because there's new technology to the brain and whatever that has come out since they've started that, but no one's teaching it because it's so easy as a sales trainer, motivational speaker, whatever, to stand on top of the stage and give the same spiel that they've given for the last 20, 30 years without changing any of the information. I used to live across the street from a motivational speaker. He'd do keynote speeches and he'd say, I get up there on the stage and I know what I'm going to say because I've said it so many times that I'm planning dinner. I'm renting my car for the trip back home or whatever the case may be, in his mind. He doesn't even know what he's saying because he said it so many times. So let me share just a couple stories that tie in to these 4 big mistakes. One is, I remember being part of this sales organization. I'd go to their conference. One of the vice presidents would get up there. Every time he'd do this, he'd stand up. I don't know what your goals is. I don't care what your goals are. Your goals aren't big enough. You need to double, triple, 10 times those goals. And he was motivating and inspiring, so I'd go home and 10 times my goal. But it wasn't my goal, so I never met it. I never planned on how to achieve that goal. I never tracked that goal. He didn't tell me to do any of that stuff. He just told me to 10 times it, which leads me a second time in the framework on creating effective goals. I'm going to talk about a tool in there that help you plan, help you track. Because if you're not planning your goals, you're not tracking your goals, again, they're a waste of time, as I mentioned in the opening. The third story I want to share with you, and I'll make it brief, is there was a client of mine. He's been in sales, selling insurance for 17 years. When he first started, he was selling a policy a week, bam, bam, or a day, every day. That was his goal, to set a policy a day. And he said, I'd be on the phone sometimes 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, trying to sell a policy. Can you imagine your response when your insurance guy or some insurance guy calls you at 10 o'clock at night or 11 o'clock? Yeah, it wouldn't be very good if he called me. I'll confess that right now. But he says, I used to do that, but for years and years and years, I haven't been able to do that. And I really want to be able to sell a policy every business day again. And he pulled out his calendar where he tracked it. He says, last month I sold 3. The month before that, I sold 2. The month before that, I didn't sell any or whatever. I don't remember the exact numbers, but it was 0 to 3 is all he was selling every month. And he wasn't going broke because he had the residual incomes of insurance sales coming in. So we set that goal. We didn't do it based upon a 90-day or on a vision, because I wasn't that smart at that point. I've developed along here. But we set that goal. And then we, using a very unique technology that I'll share with you in other videos, we were able to reframe in his subconscious mind what it was that was stopping him from achieving that daily sales goal. And inside it, I think it took a little over the 90 days, but within like 4 months, he was writing a business policy every single day, or a insurance policy every business day is what I mean to say. And if you'd like to learn how to do that, or his story and more about this unique technology, go ahead and just text me your name and email address and tell me you want this special report. It's called 42 Days Sales Transformation. And I will email you a digital copy out. No commitments, no questions asked. And just to get those out to you. And well, so you can learn about this technology, learn this gentleman's story, as well as others that I used during the beta test to test this technology out. Also, I want to encourage you right now to go ahead and just start thinking of some goals that you might want to set. Don't write any down, don't settle on any, because there's a specific reason that we're going to tell you about in the next video on the framework, which is part of the reason, and I mentioned it earlier, which is part of the reason that you're not achieving the goals that you're already setting. So we'll clear all that stuff up in the future. So go ahead, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, go ahead and do so. Share this video with other sales colleagues and those that could benefit from it. And leave me comments, leave me questions down below. Would love to hear from you. And until next time, have a great day.